Despite the Reds drawing this weekend, things haven't changed that much at the top of the table. Next up for the Reds is a trip to the South Coast in the EFL Cup against Southampton. In today's video, though, we will be going over some transfer news as talks are set to begin over attacker ahead of the January window opening. Not only that, but we will also go over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool content. Southampton will be under new temporary management for their Carabao Cup quarter-final against Liverpool, with Russell Martin sacked on Sunday night. Martin had been under increasing pressure as his Southampton side continued to struggle in the first half of the season, insisting he would not adapt his style. That culminated in a 5-0 thrashing at home to Tottenham on Sunday evening, which saw all 5 goals conceded in the first half and 4 in the first 25 minutes. Southampton have now announced their decision to part ways with Martin, meaning U21's manager Simon Rusk will be in charge for Wednesday night's clash with Liverpool. A club statement reads, "We can confirm that we have taken the difficult decision to part ways with our men's first team manager, Russell Martin. Going into the start of the season, we all knew the challenges that we would face this year as we readjusted to life in the top flight, competing in the best and most competitive league in the world. However, the reality of our situation is clear. The board have supported Russell and his staff and been open and transparent regarding our expectations. We have all been on the same page in recognizing the urgency of needing results to improve. We would like to take this opportunity to thank Russell and his staff for all the hard work and dedication they have given the club on and off the pitch over the last 18 months. Everyone connected with Southampton FC will always have fantastic memories of last season, especially the playoff final win in May. Liverpool head to St Mary's for their Carabao Cup semi-final on an unbeaten run of 19 games, though they themselves will have a different coach in the dugout with Arne Slot suspended after picking up 3 yellow cards. Rusk is a former midfielder who has held coaching jobs with Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Stockport and Dundee, as well as serving as England U19's coach. There, he managed Liverpool youngsters Luke Chambers, Callum Scanlon, Isaac Maguire, Oakley Cannonier and Lee Jonas. Southampton are currently bottom of the Premier League with 5 points from 16 games, winning just once and scoring only 11 goals with a goal difference of -25. Now to some transfer news, and Kylie Gordon is expected to return to Liverpool in the January transfer window, with the young winger left out of the last 3 games for loan club Norwich. After joining Championship side Norwich at the end of the summer, there were hopes that Gordon could finally find his feet at senior level after a torturous time with injury. But the 20-year-old has barely featured for the Canaries since his move to Carrow Road, starting only 1 of 8 appearances and clocking just 165 minutes on the pitch. He has been left out of the squad entirely for the past 3 Championship fixtures, and most recently turned out for Norwich's U21s against PSV Eindhoven. That is clearly not what either Gordon or his parent club were anticipating, with the Liverpool Echo's Paul Gorst reporting that talks are planned over a likely recall in January. Gorst explains that there is an expectation at Norwich that Gordon will return to Liverpool, though the Reds are yet to make a definitive call either way. Talks will take place in January and Liverpool may exercise their right to bring back the winger ahead of another move as they seek regular game time for their player. There is little chance of Gordon returning to take a role in Arne Slot's first team squad, and either another loan or half a season with the U21s is likely instead. Gordon found the back of the net in a 4-0 win over Hull in October, which was his first senior goal in almost 3 years, but he has struggled to make an impact for Norwich otherwise. Johannes Hoff-Thorup has preferred 3 other options on the right flank instead, with Amankwa Forson and Ante Krenak regular starters, and Emiliano Marcondes also starting over Gordon in a 3-0 loss to QPR earlier this month. That comes despite none of those players being natural right wingers, which perhaps demonstrates how little Gordon has managed to win over his manager. Liverpool are likely to run the rule over a number of loan deals in January, with Calvin Ramsey and Marcelo Pitaluga also failing to break through at Wigan and Livingston respectively. Reece Williams is due to return next month, but Morecambe have already requested the deal be extended to the end of the season, while the Reds hold a recall option for Ben Doak, but are unlikely to terminate his stay at Middlesbrough. In some other news, Harvey Elliott has displayed his ever-improving maturity and team ethic, insisting that the team comes first in his search for more regular playing time. The 21-year-old has suffered a frustrating season to date, not starting a single game for Liverpool due to injury problems. Elliott broke his foot on England under-21 duty back in September and only returned to the fold earlier this month. On Saturday, the midfielder was introduced as a second-half substitute in Liverpool's 2-2 draw at home to Fulham, coming within inches of curling home against his former club. Speaking to LFC TV, Elliott made it clear that the team comes first, even though he would clearly love to be more of a key man under Arne Slot. "It's just about waiting for your time," Elliott said. "We're a squad, we're a team. Some games you might not be needed, and others, for example like today, players are needed. Like Jot's just come back from injury and he got the equaliser. We all have to be ready, we all have to be prepared to come on and impact the game, impact the team. We're all together as one, we're a squad, and we're going to need everyone." Elliott also discussed the never-say-die attitude of this Liverpool side, as they twice came from behind with 10 men to earn a draw on Saturday. "Coming from behind to get the draw, as much as we want the win, I think we should be proud of ourselves," he added. "We could have won it as well, but a draw is better than a loss, even though we wanted 3 points. If we want to go far this season, this is what we need to do. When times are tough, we need to show as a team and as a club that we're going to fight for everything, and I think today was a prime example of that." Elliott has a tough job on his hands breaking into Liverpool's strongest 11, given the level of midfield depth at Slot's disposal. The boyhood Red supporter lacks the dynamism of Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Curtis Jones, which works against him, but he arguably possesses more guile than any of them. Elliott's ability to weave his magic in tight spaces and pick out a pass is a potent weapon, with the youngster completing all 3 of his long balls in his short cameo on Saturday per FOTMob. He will know that there is huge competition for places, however, and he will have to bide his time, especially after such a lengthy injury absence. It's easy to forget that only Darwin Núñez, 54, made more appearances for Liverpool last season than Elliott, 53, but it's now a case of nailing down that precious starting berth more regularly. Lastly, Arne Slot has delivered a positive update on Kostas Tsimikas' return from injury, but news on Ibrahima Konate and Conor Bradley was less welcome. Due to an ankle problem, Tsimikas has now been absent since Liverpool's 3-2 win over Southampton on November 24th. He was, however, pictured outdoors this week, taking part in dynamic running drills with relative ease. Slot has now given more of an insight into his recovery, explaining to reporters, "He has made the first positive step, but when players are back on the grass, still, for playing time sometimes, there is a little bit of time in between that. But I cannot say exactly how long because not every player reacts in the same way. Some players are earlier back with the same injury and some players need a little bit more time." With Tsimikas unable to fill in for regular left-back Andy Robertson, the 30-year-old Scotsman has had to start the Reds' last 6 matches. Joe Gomez is also a potential option, but Slot has so far been reluctant to take that route. Slot reflected on the lack of rotation, saying, "Rhythm is always a bit of a challenge compared to not overplaying them, especially in these positions." That brings us to the end of today's video. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more daily Liverpool content. Thank you.